Money habits are the key to success for entrepreneurs. So, what were my best money habits? Well, number one was having high income generating skills. This is definitely one of the most important things that will set you up for success. And it's something that I did right from the very beginning, which was I focused on learning how to make more money. And I would say this even when I was in school. I was always looking at ways that I could make extra money. And I actually started my first business when I was 13 years old. So this idea of learning how to generate money has been at the core of everything that I've done in my life. And I believe that if you really want to be successful with your money, then you need to focus on developing high-income generating skills. That means constantly learning, constantly improving, and always trying to find ways to add more value so that you can command a higher price for your time and your skills. There's this saying that you're only worth what you can sell yourself for. And while that might seem like a harsh thing to think about, it's definitely true. If you want to make more money, you need to learn how to sell yourself for a higher price. And that's why I think it's so important to focus on developing skills that are in demand and that can generate a lot of value. Number two was keeping good company. And this is something that I've talked about a lot because it's so important. We become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And if you really want to be successful with your money, then you need to surround yourself with people who are also focused on their finances, who are driven, who are ambitious, and who have the same goals as you do. It's so easy to get caught up with people who are constantly complaining about money, or who are always talking about how broke they are, or how they can't afford things. But if you really want to be successful, you need to keep good company. That means surrounding yourself with people who are positive, who are optimistic, and who believe that they can achieve their financial goals. It's not always easy to do, especially if you're in a situation where you're surrounded by people who don't share the same values as you do. But it's so important to make an effort to find like-minded people, whether it's through networking events, online communities, or just by being proactive in your social life. When you surround yourself with the right people, it makes a huge difference in your mindset and your motivation to succeed. Next money habit was setting clear financial goals. And this is something that everyone should do, but not everyone does. If you really want to be successful with your money, then you need to have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? How much money do you want to make? Where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years? Once you have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, you can start to develop a plan to make it happen. And that means setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. These are goals that are well-defined, that have a clear deadline, and that are realistic but also challenging. By setting clear financial goals, you give yourself something to aim for, and you make it much easier to track your progress and stay motivated. It's so easy to just kind of drift along without really having a clear sense of direction. And before you know it, years have gone by and you're still in the same place. But when you set clear goals, you have a roadmap to follow, and you know exactly what you need to do to get where you want to be. Another one of my best money habits was taking calculated risks. And this is something that I've definitely done throughout my career. I've never been afraid to take risks, to step outside of my comfort zone and to try something new. And that's because I've always believed that taking risks is the only way to achieve truly big rewards. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out there and take crazy risks without any thought or planning. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that you should be willing to step outside of your comfort zone from time to time, to try something new, and to take on challenges that scare you a little bit. Because that's where the growth is, that's where the learning is, and that's where the big rewards are. There's this saying that if you're willing to work hard and take risks, you can achieve anything you want in life. And I truly believe that that's the case. Of course, it's not going to be easy. There will be setbacks and there will be times when you feel like giving up. But if you stick to your goals and you're willing to take on challenges, you can achieve anything you want. Remember that success doesn't come to those who play it safe all the time. It comes to those who are willing to take risks and who are prepared to face the challenges that come with it. The next one of my best money habits was investing early and consistently. And this is something that I've done since I was a teenager. I started investing in the stock market when I was 16 years old, and I've never looked back. You know, I believe that investing is one of the best ways to build wealth over the long term. And that's because when you invest, you're essentially buying a small piece of ownership in a company or a project that you believe in. And then as that company grows and becomes more successful, the value of your investment grows as well. Now, it's important to remember that investing does carry some level of risk, and that there will be times when the value of your investments goes down as well as up. But if you're willing to take that risk and you invest consistently over time, you can see some amazing results. You know, there's this saying that the best time to invest was yesterday. The second best time is right now. And I think that's so true. Don't let another day go by without investing, because time is the most valuable thing that we have. We can always make more money, but we can't make more time. So invest today and watch your wealth grow over time. And finally, my last best money habit was giving back. And this is something that I've always believed in. That if you're fortunate enough to have success with your finances, then you should give back to others who are less fortunate. You know, there's this saying that it's better to give than to receive, and I truly believe that that's the case. Giving back not only helps others, but it also makes us feel good about ourselves and our success. When we help others, we feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment that's hard to get from anything else. So if you're successful with your finances, I encourage you to find ways to give back. It could be through volunteering your time, donating to charities, or simply helping out a friend or a neighbor. Whatever you choose to do, just remember that giving back not only benefits others, but it also benefits you in ways that you wouldn't expect. So these are just a few of my best money habits that have helped me achieve success as an entrepreneur. I hope they inspire you and give you some ideas to improve your own financial situation. Remember that success with money doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and dedication. But if you're willing to put in the work, then you can achieve your financial goals. Thanks for watching, and until next time.